I'm going to go through 3 beginner hip stabilization drills that are going to target the deeper hip rotator muscles as well as some of the side stabilizing muscles of the hip. So these exercises are going to be the clamshell, the reverse clamshell, and the sideline abduction drill. So for the clamshell, what you want to do is lie on your side, and you're going to bend your knees to about 90 degrees, and you want your ankles and your hip, your shoulders in a nice straight line like this. Now, you want to keep your body nice and straight and your hips nice and stacked, your shoulders nice and stacked. Now from this position, you're going to keep your ankle, your hip nice and still, and you're going to just lift your knee up as high as you can. And you're just going to go as high as your hip range of motion allows you to. You want to target this area of your hip moving. You do not want to have any rotation coming through your pelvis or your lower back. That's going to take away from the exercise. So again, hips nice and stacked, ankles nice and stacked, and you're just going to raise up, really targeting this area of your body performing the exercise. Go in and out, nice and slowly. Now, if you would like a little more resistance with this exercise, you can add a band to it to where you'll just put the band above your knees, same positioning, and you're just going to lift the knee up against the band. So this will give a little bit more resistance so you can target those muscles a little bit more with some strength. Now for the reverse clamshell, it's going to be the same setup as it was for the regular clamshell. So body's nice in line, hips nice and stacked, shoulders nice and stacked. And instead of lifting the knee, this time you're going to keep your hip and knee relatively stable, and you're going to rotate your leg internally at the hip to lift the ankle as high as you can go. So going up and then go all the way back down. And again, you're just isolating the hip motion, feeling a good contraction deep into the hip here. That you're not trying to recruit other muscles to where you're trying to move your whole torso, your pelvis to achieve the motion. So nice and isolated at the hip, raising up and then back down. Now if this feels too easy, you can again add a band to the exercise to where you place it around your ankles. Same positioning. And then from here, rotating, isolating that rotation through the hip, going up against the resistance band. Now the third and final exercise for the beginner hip strengthening, you want to keep your body nice and straight, and this is going to work on hip abduction. So we're going to work on this motion of the hip. So similar to the previous 2 exercises, that you want to keep your body nice and stable while you're doing the motion. So no extra motions coming through the side. And the other thing you want to be particular with this one is that you don't want to recruit too much muscles from your lower back and the side here, like your obliques. So you're going to just target that hip motion to where you lift your leg up, squeeze on this side, kind of back side of the hip to lift your leg up and then back down. So again, you're not trying to do anything with your back, trying to pull through that area of your body. You want to really isolate those hip motions up and down. And then again, if you would like a little bit more resistance, you can add a band, and you can place the band around your knees. Legs nice and straight, and lift up. Squeezing through the side of the hip, no extra motion through your body. And if you want a little bit more resistance, you can put the band around your ankles, get it a little bit further away, get the band around the ankles. That's going to give a little bit more range of motion, so more resistance from the band, and go up, targeting that side of your hip.